War of the Roses happening right now, brought to you by CPR Cell Phone Repair. The best fix in town is at cprfix.com.
This is War of the Roses on 101.3 KDWB.
Somebody set a trap on War of the Roses to catch him cheating. In a second, you're going to find out what the trap was, and you're going to find out whether he was caught or not. But in the meantime, let's meet our War of the Roses participant today. Say hi to Kelsey. Hello, Kelsey.
Hi, guys. How are you?
Good. Hey, talk to me about why you got suspicious of your boyfriend. Let me get his name here. His name is David. Why you got suspicious of him in the first place? What, last summer or something?
It was about a year ago.
Okay.
He kept getting these strange phone calls from his female coworker. Her name is Barney. So, and I've met her, on numerous occasions, work functions and whatnot. And so when I saw the name Marnie pop up, I knew exactly who it was. Mm-hmm. And this kept going on for like 3 weeks. And so I finally just pick up the phone and I tell Marnie, look, this has got to stop. You have no reason to be calling David. It's got to stop here. This is unacceptable behavior. And months went by and the phone calls stopped.
That's good.
And,
nice. At least she respected you after you said something.
Right. But, I mean, then there were moments, too, where he would still get phone calls, not necessarily from her, but he would ignore it, and he wouldn't answer. And then, there were instances where I would ask who it was, and he'd always be like, oh, well, it's my dad, or, whatever. And I'm like, okay, well, if it's and my thought is, like, if it's your dad, why don't you just answer the phone? Like, this doesn't make any sense. And so, it just, that kind of triggered like another gut feeling that something is not right here, something is going on. And when I'm a very like intellectual, kind of straightforward person. And so if I don't think something's right, I will investigate it and find out what is going on.
You watch a lot of that 48 Hours mystery show?
Oh, I love that show. That's my favorite. Yeah.
So, you start to become a little like an armchair detective.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, I'm going to do a little investigation here. So here comes the trap part. Kelsey actually set a trap for David. What did you do?
So whenever I would run an errand, I'm a big Target person. And so I would hide my phone and have it record, that little recording app on iPhones that you can do, and you can leave like voice memos and stuff.
Sure, yeah.
So I would leave my phone on record, and I did this probably about 10 times, and until finally I was able to catch him talking to somebody else on FaceTime, and I know it was a girl because the conversation started to get a little heated, and I heard him actually say, oh my gosh, you're so beautiful. Show me your
Okay, so obviously they were doing video because that's...
Why would you say show me? I guess you could say text me then.
It was FaceTime. Yeah, it was for sure FaceTime. Yeah.
So you could hear...
Also, because there's that specific ring that FaceTime has, So that's what I heard. And then, then just listen to the conversation, which started off kind of, innocent enough. But then it got heated. And then, like, my blood was boiling. And then that's when I heard him say, you're so pretty. Show me your...
Okay, so you knew it was FaceTime because FaceTime has... I'm going to call Steve on FaceTime right now, and you're going to hear the unique...
Okay.
This ring here. That one.
It does that, and then when they answer, it makes a whoom.
Yep. So, but you did this when... Oh, wait, Steve, hold on.
Yeah?
Hey, nothing. I'm just demonstrating how FaceTime works on the radio. So hey, I love you.
Hey, I love you too.
Hey, do me a favor, Steve.
Yeah.
Show me your...
Okay, enough.
Oh, I got him out. Here
okay.
they are.
Ooh, put him back.
Well,
God.
Steve.
What happened?
This is what happens.
Okay.
We talk about not derailing the show, and then that happens.
He took his shirt off, Alan. Okay, so to get not to detract from, because this is kind of a serious thing to you, but you would go down to Target, and you would did you really go down to Target, or were you just go drive around the block?
I usually sometimes I didn't have anything to get, but I would just say I was going to Target, and I would just like wait at the Starbucks around the corner or something.
Now, I would think that most people, men or women, when they gathered that kind of evidence, would pull it out right away, hold that recorder in his face, and say, what is this?
I wouldn't even last 10 seconds. I'd be like, I'd lose it.
Why don't you just turn your phone on in his face, sit him down, and say, what is this? Mm-hmm. And then be done with the whole thing. Why? I mean, I'm glad you're on the radio with us, but why?
Well, that's a really good question, you guys. I feel like my crazy is coming out, with this whole situation, and I need specifically your help because I feel like if you guys are involved, then you will hold me accountable to end this relationship if that's what it comes to. Which, I mean, it's kind of hard. I don't know if there's any other possible resolution to this. Like, I need you guys to help me, hold me accountable in this situation so that I don't get convinced by him if he tries to convince me to stay with him or, has some kind of crazy,
like a workout buddy.
What if he comes back to me and says, I'm sorry, I love you, please stay with me. I need you guys to snap me out of it. And so I need your help.
Well, that's always going to be your call. But I mean, I think that if we hear it, then I get it. It's kind of like going to the gym with somebody. You feel like you've got more of an obligation if somebody else is involved or invested.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's call David and set another trap for him where we say, we're calling from your cable company. We'll give you a quiz, a little customer survey. As a reward for that, we'll give you a dozen roses to send anywhere you want to. And you do that. Hopefully he'll choose you, but it could be Marnie or it could be somebody else. So hold on, Kelsey. We'll be right back, okay?
Thanks, guys.
Hey, now's your chance, though, to call us at 651-989-KDWB and let us know whether you think he's going to choose his girlfriend, Kelsey, or Marnie, or is there another person, or is there any good reason for him to talk his way? Is there a good excuse? I don't think there is.
I don't think so.
And here's another question for you. What trap did you set to see whether your boyfriend or girlfriend was cheating? Have you ever set a trap? Send me a text at KDWB1, that's 53921, or call 651-989-KDWB and tell us about the trap that you set, and then we'll guess who he'll send the roses to. Then we'll make the phone call. It's coming up next on KDWB. War of the Roses, brought to you by CPR. CPR, the best fix in town. Ashley from Stillwater. Hi, Ashley. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. So what do you think's happening on War of the Roses? What's your take on this?
In my experience, I think he's probably cheating. I mean,
what's your experience?
My experience. I heard my boyfriend was on Plenty of Fish and he was using it, so he denied it. And my mom set up a fake account and messaged him on it, and he took the bait.
Wait, your mama did?
Yeah.
That's funny.
Oh, my God. Good for your mom supporting you. That's nice.
So how far did she go with the set the bait kind of a thing? Did she be like, because you can't just say he contacted me, because, that's still wrong. How far did your mom go?
Well, she asked him on a date.
Okay.
He said yeah.
And he said yes. Ooh. How did he find out that it was actually your mom and not some woman on Plenty of Fish?
Well, as soon as she told me, I confronted him, and he is like, "You're crazy."
Classic line.
Wow, that is very smart. Thank you, Kelsey. I appreciate it.
We got this text really quick too, which I don't understand. It says, "I don't need to set traps. My husband leaves evidence like he wants me to find it."
Really? I wonder, what?
Yeah, and I wonder why you don't say something then.
Rachel in Cambridge, what do you think? Is he cheating? Is it just a mistake? What's going on?
He is definitely cheating him.
How do you know so much anyway, Rachel?
I dated a guy who was very into Tinder and meeting different girls on Facebook.
Fun.
Yes, and it sounds like that's what he's doing. He's just meeting random girls on Facebook and trying to connect with them.
Well, we're going to find out. Rachel, thanks for the call. Thanks for the text messages. We appreciate it because we're making the call right now on War of the Roses on KDWB.
So, like I said, we do send out those roses today. We have a dozen long-stem romantic roses. What I need from you, David, is the recipient's name.
Oh, sure. Let's send them to Jessica.
Okay. If you want to attach a note, you can. It's up to you.
Sure. Just say, thinking of you. Can't wait to see you again soon.
Okay, perfect.
You know what, David? I'm thinking of you. How come? What's going on here? You're caught, buddy.
Excuse me?
Yeah, it's Kelsey. You're a jerk. You are a jerk. I cannot believe you are doing this to me. When
what do you
I
mean?
Called you out
wait. What's going on? So there's no roses, or you set it up? What is this?
David, this is a good question. Actually, every time this happens and someone jumps in before we can talk, we get yelled at by people. They're like, "Oh, why did you leave their mic on?" And I'm always like, I don't want to miss something. What if they, spit out something and then we missed it?
Okay.
So we always want to have their mic on. David, I don't work for the company I mentioned earlier. My name is Fallon. I'm on a morning show here in the Twin Cities called KDWB. We're the Dave Ryan in the Morning Show. Dave is also here. He's the host of the show.
Hi, David.
Okay.
So, yeah,
Hi.
so your girlfriend, Kelsey, called us, and she had told us all about, Marnie down at work, and then she told us about how when she was gone not too long ago, she planted her phone near you on record, and she busted you FaceTiming with a woman.
Which you don't know that part yet, probably, because she hasn't said anything.
But how long ago was that, Kelsey, that you set that trap and busted him FaceTiming?
About a week ago.
Oh, just a week ago. Well, then you clearly remember FaceTiming somebody and saying, "Show me your boobs."
Yeah, I did. I mean, I can't believe she's going to such great lengths to trap me.
So you admit it?
Yeah, I've told you this, Kelsey. I've told you that we were done.
Well,
I
it was
wanted to move on.
Jessica. I mean, gosh, there's so many. Was it Jessica that you were talking to?
No, it wasn't actually. It was another girl named Marnie. I mean, I'm hanging out with some people. I told you this.
So you're still
come
seeing
as a
Marnie?
big surprise.
You're
sure
still
am.
seeing Marnie. You know that I've known about Marnie.
Yeah, I told
So how?
you.
I
We
mean,
talked
do these
about
girls
this.
know about each other, or are you just keeping them, in the dark too on all this? Are you holding out on them?
None
too?
of them are that serious. We had this conversation already. I told you I thought we were done, that I wanted to look for another place, move out, and that you should start dating. You should move on. I don't know why this is coming as such a big surprise.
Now, we weren't aware of that because now you had already decided, mutually or not mutually, that you were done.
It was a month ago. I told her I was ready to think about moving out and that I didn't think it was working. And she was like, just, give me a little more time. Let's work on it. Let's talk things out. So, I was giving her the benefit of the doubt for a while, but that didn't mean I was going to stop pursuing people that I was interested in. And she knew that. So, I'm.
Does that sound right, Kelsey? Were you aware that this whole thing was over?
Yeah, I mean, he said it, but I have every right to change his mind.
I'm reading text messages here, and you got to hear this trap. This is awesome, and you may want to use this one. I had an ex that lived a couple of hours away. I set a trap where I placed all the pictures of us together as a couple in particular areas, and I took measurements of exactly where they were placed. In other words, picture of her and her boyfriend. She set it on the table and measured that it was 8.5 inches from this corner, 8.5 from whatever.
Oh, God.
When I came over later, I noticed all the pictures were moved. So he clearly had somebody over, took them all down, and put them back up in different spots. Whoa.
You're both nutty. I'm surprised. You're kind of perfect for each
Whatever.
other.
No, good for her.
Good for her.
I mean, good for her, but that's kind of a nutty thing to do.
War of the Roses on KDWB. Why are you screaming?
Because, of course, it's going to seem nutty. But what's nuttier? Her measuring or the fact that he is cheating on her and has moving picture frames for his
Very
new
clever.
girl to come
But she
over?
should. It's clever.
Very clever. No, it is clever.
But she shouldn't have to. She should
Well, of
know
course she
before
shouldn't
she
have
has to
to.
do that.
No, it's not
Well,
always
she
that
didn't know.
easy. It's not black and white. Sometimes you have these feelings and you hope you're wrong about them.